Welcome to the Hawaii Board of Acupuncture meeting on June 24th, 2026. Instructions for internet access and phone access can be found on the agenda. And whenever you're ready.
Nice. Okay, welcome everybody. Dr. Deborah McMenemy calls this meeting to order, 1 o'clock on the nose.
We also have a short video to play, Chair. Yeah, please.
Welcome to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting. When the meeting begins momentarily, the chair will take a roll call, explain any specific rules for this particular board, and then move to public comment. The name of the board member will appear on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. For instance, this is Board Member Y, and this is Board Member E. Public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. You can indicate that you are ready to testify by clicking on the Raise Hand button being circled by the mouse on your screen now. At the appropriate time, the board will recognize you to speak and ask you to unmute your mic as shown here. Again, public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. Public attendees will not be able to unmute their microphone until recognized by the board. Public attendees who are recognized to testify will be asked to identify themselves by name and their affiliated organization if applicable. Please mute your microphone when you are finished speaking as a courtesy to others and members of the board. Public attendees will not be able to unmute themselves after the testimony is completed unless recognized again after raising their hand. At some point during the meeting, the board may choose to move into executive session. When the board moves into executive session, the board members' microphones and video feeds will be turned off, and a similar screen as you see now will be displayed. When the board returns from executive session, their microphones will be turned on as well as their video cameras. Welcome again to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting. At this time, the chair will call the meeting to order and take a roll call, as well as explain any additional rules that may be specific to this board.
Okay, now I will call the meeting to order, 103. See, establish a quorum. So why don't we introduce ourselves? Go ahead.
Dr. Brooke Foreman.
Dr. Sherry McMorris.
Dr. Rebella, Dr. Deborah McMenemy. So we do have a quorum. Okay, so the second item is approval of the minutes. Is there anyone that would like to give public testimony on that item?
No public testimony at this time, Chair.
Okay, the approval of the minutes. First is the April 8th open session meeting minutes. Had time to review that. Okay, do I have a motion?
I motion that we approve the April 8th open session meeting minutes. Dr. Brooke Foreman.
Dr. Sherry Mizumoto, I second it.
Great. All those in favor? Aye. It's unanimous. The second is the April 8th executive session meeting minutes. Anybody have any corrections, comments on that?
I'd like to make a motion for the April 8th executive session meeting minutes to be approved. Dr. Brooke Foreman.
I second it. Dr. Sherry Mizumoto.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Great. The third item, applications for licensure. Is there anyone that would like to make it in the public comment arena for that?
No public testimony at this time, Chair.
So the ratification of issued licenses.
I'm Marta Rebella, move that we approve.
Okay,
Dr. Sherry Mizumoto, I second it.
great. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Great. So it's
Congratulations.
unanimous.
Yeah.
Congratulations. 6 of us more.
Great.
Great.
We need more.
Yeah, more. Exactly right. Yeah.
We need more.
Okay, item 4, new business. A is the discussion on proposed revisions to HAR Chapter 16-72 relating to acupuncture practitioners. Do we have any public comment on that item?
You have a raised hand, Chair. Eva J. Suchion.
Jane? Go ahead, Jane.
Hello, board. And first of all, I want to thank Kepi for her service, given this is her last day. So congratulations and thank you for serving on the board. I did want to make a comment regarding the decision that was made in executive session last meeting. And as one of the 2 decades ago, I was on the board where we put that in when we were working on the rules revision. Since then, there was another chair that kept it in the rules revision, Joni Kroll, who was, and then Kepi's hard work in keeping it in the rules. So I have to say that I am disappointed that it was taken out during executive session last meeting. And since then, there are, I think, 4 other states that are now currently putting them in their Practice Act. That's Maryland, Connecticut, Michigan, and Indiana. But first of all, it was already has been a long-term practice in Colorado and Florida, where it has been in their Practice Act for years. I've also checked, there is malpractice coverage for that, but only if it is in the scope of practice, meaning that it is in our rules. So I am concerned that it has been struck from our rules, given the fact that it has been in the rules for so many years and then suddenly taken out. So I would love to get reconsideration of putting it back in the rules. And if there are any questions regarding this practice, there is currently now national standards for this. There is certified, the ASA has now approved a standardized teaching method for this. So no longer does somebody who wants to practice this in Hawaii have to fly to Florida or find a practitioner who will teach them this. Now there are standards, and you can, both clinical and academic standards for this AIT, which make it safe, not only for the practitioner, but most importantly for the patient. And now, in conjunction with that, NCBHM has now put in place certification tests. So there are safety measures at hand for this. And I feel that if we don't include it in the rules, as we go along, there are going to be more states introducing this as part of the practice. And Hawaii will miss out, and not only will it not be, provide relief for the patients, but also provide another modality for the practitioners of Hawaii to utilize to relieve pain for their patients. So thank you. Thank you, Chair, for letting me speak.
Thank you. Thank you, Jane. So my comment on that is that it needed to be removed because it's not covered in our statutes. We can't put things in our rules if it's not allowed per the statutes. So I think it sounds like a great modality. I would love to see it happening. I think most of us support it anyway, too largely, but the Attorney General went over it and found that that was not in our statutes. Do you have a comment on that?
Dr. Hamid does.
Yeah.
As well. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off.
Jordan would comment also, please.
Yeah, Jordan, if you have anything, I saw you pop up, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say maybe if you guys have any specific questions that it might consider like attorney-client advice, then we could go into executive session on that. But if there's more public testimony, we can take that before maybe.
Was my understanding of why we struck it correct, Jordan?
That is correct. I believe that that decision was made in 2024 at the 2024 meeting where ATI was taken out. And I think at the last meeting, all we did was take it out of, I think it was taken out of the definitions, but it wasn't taken out of that. I think it was 1685-4, or sorry, 1672-4. So it was just for consistency, but I believe that the advice given in 2024 was correct, and that to the extent that it wasn't included, and it's not included in our statute. I think that's a correct legal basis. But again, if you want to discuss further, I know that you also wanted me to research on whether or not the changes we've made since the last public hearing would require a further public notice. I think advice and conversation on that would also be more appropriate in executive session. But yeah.
Let's take the rest of the public comments, please.
Okay. Dr. Hamid?
Hi, aloha, good afternoon to the chair. Thank you for having me. I'm here to testify to refute the Attorney General's objection to acupuncture injection therapy to be included in our rules and regulations. I agree with most of the things that Jane said, and that's what I'm here today to do. I believe it should be part of the rules and regulations in our scope. And I think it only helps give access of different forms of care to our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Dr. Suchiyama again.
Joni Kroll, the previous chair, does have some history on this because at one time it was originally in our statutes. I mean, it is part of our medicine and it's practiced, historically in China. And so I do recall that it was called acupuncture and it was part of our statutes. Joni has some, the previous chair has some sort of documentation of that. There also has been some cases. There was a case in 2017 where it was brought to trial, and then that there was a practitioner performing injection therapy, and that case was dismissed. So that practitioner was not penalized for practicing injection therapy. And I don't think anything went to RICO or anything like that. So there is a lot of confusion regarding this injection therapy. It keeps on popping in and popping out. And for the most part, it has been, sort of part of our rule strategy for a while. So I would like to try to strategize how we can bring it back in.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then I have Tuesday Westerman.
Go ahead, Tuesday Wasserman, please.
Thank you so much. Tuesday Wasserman here. I'm staff with the National Certification Board for Acupuncture and Herbal Medicine, formerly NCCAOM. I am also a licensed acupuncturist, and I worked with my board in the state of Colorado with our state association, and we worked directly with the regulatory agency. And I was hoping to provide some perspective on the different states with acupuncture injection therapy defined through rule. And I really appreciate what Mr. Jordan Ching was saying about the advice from the Attorney General, and wanted to offer some perspective on the states who did add acupuncture. They clarified acupuncture injection therapy through rule. It's not that it was added as much as acupuncture injection therapy is a traditional Asian medicine technique there's quite a lot of evidence of it being traditional Chinese medicine since the 50s. We've had it in the scope of practice in the US as early as the 80s in Hawaii. And because it is a traditional Chinese medicine modality or tradition Asian medicine modality, rather, it's widely used in Korea, Japan, and China. And so acupuncture injection therapy, it's one of the modalities we use, like gua sha or cupping. And so while we don't always list all of the modalities we use in statute, there have been a number of states who clarified that acupuncture injection therapy is in fact a part of the scope of traditional Oriental medicine practice. So Colorado, Florida, Maryland, they all determined that acupuncture injection therapy is a modality under traditional Asian medicine, and therefore they clarified through rule the requirements in order to practice safely to protect the public and practitioners. And so one of the most recent states where we've seen this was in Maryland, where they determined that acupuncture injection therapy is a traditional Chinese medicine modality. Therefore, it's part of their scope of licensure. And then through rule, they clarified requirements for the different standardized training or certificates required to practice safely. I just wanted to offer that, and I'm available if you have any questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tuesday. Any other, is there still a hand up?
Yes, Dr. Suchiyama.
Go ahead, Jane.
Okay, hi, sorry, I just wanted to pop in and say that this is for advanced practitioners. This is not for, practitioners just coming out of school. These are advanced senior practitioners who will take the course and become certified. So just making that clarification. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? No. Okay, so we move into executive session.
I second that.
Okay, great.
Okay, let me move this in.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We'll be back. Okay. You ready? Be back?
Yes. Looks like we're all back.
We're all back. Okay, we're back from executive session and after quite a bit of conversation.
I, Dr. Sherry Mizumoto, move that we, have the attorney, look into the research a little more on AIT, putting it back into our statutes.
Historically, why it was taken out.
Yes.
We need to understand that.
I second that.
Second that.
Dr.
Great.
Brooke Foreman,
Great.
right here.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So we're going to do some research on why it's been in and out, and the AG will get back to us on
The next meeting.
what's so and what we can do about it. Okay. The next new business, the scope of practice question was on the shockwave therapy. Do we have any public comment on that?
No public testimony at this time.
Okay.
Do we need to go into
That's a problem.
Yeah, so we had Jordan look into that. Jordan, can you give us a report on that here, or do we need to go back into?
Sorry, I get. Okay. I would recommend going into executive session on this as well.
All right, do I have
I move that we go into executive session for talking with Jordan about the soft wave.
I second Dr. Sherry Mizumoto.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, everybody, we're going back into executive session. See you in a bit.
shockwave therapy.
Okay.
Acupuncture license.
We are back in general session. Thank you, everybody, for your patience while we hash through these things. The conversation is on new business 4B, the scope of practice question regarding the shockwave therapy. Do I have a motion for that?
I have a motion, Dr. Brooke Foreman. The shockwave therapy does not require an acupuncture license.
I second the motion for Sherry Mizumoto.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Great. Okay, and here we are with the next board meeting. It's the next item on the agenda. So my time here on the board has run out. And Marta is also resigning. So at this point, there will only be 2 members on the board, which is not a quorum. We've all been recruiting people. We believe that there are some applications in the pipeline, and we hope those get pushed through and resolved quickly. And if we do end up with another member, a quorum at some point, we would love for the next board meeting to be Wednesday, October 14th. Okay, did everybody, you guys, that's good dates for you guys?
Yes, I have it down already.
All right. Okay. And adjourned.
Really? Meeting adjourned? Kathy, thank you.